Just how possible is impossible? Welcome to the Sanctuary. My name is Brandon Aries. Now let's talk movie. And this week, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I have to admit, I have seen every Mission Impossible movie that has come out, and I am a ride or die for Mission Impossible. I mean, to me, Mission Impossible is a movie franchise that exemplifies why we go to the movies, why we have that sense of action, that dynamic. And who's been at the helm of each and every film? Tom Cruise. And I gotta say, for this final installment, I pray it is the final installment, he really brought out the big guns. This man is crazy, absolute nuts. The fact that a few movies ago, he broke his ankle and still went through with the shot. Insane. Thankfully, it looks like he didn't injure himself in any of these stunts, but I feel like any of us normal schmucks would definitely hurt ourselves with at least the first take of the first stunt. But nah, Tom Cruise is a veteran and he loves this. You can see it in every stunt, every take, every shot that he dives into and immerses himself, which helps immerse you, the viewer. And I gotta give props to his supporting cast. I mean, Simon Pegg, he's been around since Ghost Protocol. I think that was the fourth one. And he's still like a crucial piece to Ethan Hunt. And then you have Luther, played by Ving Rhames, who his words were so impactful, so encapsulating to the entire franchise and its longevity and its life. One gripe that I had was that when it got to the opening credits, it felt very rushed, like it was on 2x speed, like you're just trying to wait to get it over with. Here's Tom Cruise, here's Simon Pegg, here's Ving Rhames. I was like, yo, why are we going so fast? If you're gonna go out, if you're gonna have your final installment, you gotta go out with a bang. And sure enough, they brought out every single way that you can make a mission impossible, more than impossible, like unfathomable, inescapable. I remember I was in the theater with my best friend Joe, and he looks over to me and he's like, just how impossible is this mission gonna get? How much more impossible can this mission be? Every time they upped the ante, even when you felt like you were already touching the roof, they just blew the roof right off and said, you know what? No one's gonna get this mission done except Ethan Hunt. I gotta be honest, I loved it. Yes, this movie is nearly 3 hours, but gosh, every shot counts. I heard reports saying that the first hour was a little slow. I disagree. I think Tom Cruise, for being his age, runs pretty damn fast. You just have to look into the details. I think a lot of people were deterred from seeing this movie because of the other installments. Are like, oh, well, I haven't seen the other ones. That's not a bad thing, but they kind of do little recaps as to why this final installment is so meaningful and what it brings to the rest of the franchise as a whole. Even if you haven't, you still get that feeling, that connection of this franchise. I really liked that during the stunts or the super long scenes where something really important is happening, you can almost feel the energy around you start to pull in and suffocate you. And that's that on your edge of the seat action that we as viewers and as moviegoers love to feel. And they hit that perfectly. Every time there is a stunt, every time there is an intense scene that needed you to just feel what they're feeling, you're immersed in it. And they did it so well, to the point where sometimes you forget that there's a musical score playing or what they're doing or what others are doing around them. It's insane. One thing that I'm very grateful for that they didn't put in this film was the whole mission accomplished. Yeah, I'm glad that's done. It would have been funny if they mentioned it as like a funny haha, but it's okay that it's not. So you had William Donlow from the first movie come back. That was insane. And I remember when it was announced and when you see him in the trailer, I was like, what? It would have been nice if they saved it, but to kind of help people get back into the theater, I get it. Then you had Madam President Angela Bassett come back after Fallout. Then you had her with Nick Offerman, aka Ron Swanson, the GOAT, and the whole prompt with nuclear warfare, something that we've been alluding to in the Mission Impossible movies probably since the third or fourth film, to have it all finally come into light and say, hey, this is impossible. We could be on the brink of nuclear warfare against the entire world, and there will be no population left. You, Ethan Hunt, have to do this. You're the only one that can do this. Is the whole "you're the only one that can save the world" thing a bit overdone? Sure. But the way they executed it here made sense. They mention how time and time again he makes these sacrifices. He makes all these impossible missions possible. And they need him to do that one last time, regardless of all the crimes he's committed, all the other things that he's done, all the times he's been disavowed or shot at or attempted to be assassinated. He's still trusted to do this because he is the only one that can save the world. Tom Cruise, you are crazy, but I'm insanely grateful because if you remember, when they did the production for Dead Reckoning, there was that whole COVID time crash out, which was, in my opinion, justified. And I think he's given people that hope again to go back to the movies since 2020. And he's still doing it 4 years later. First ballot Hall of Famer, I'm just going to say it. So if you like action, you like stunts, you like Tom Cruise, go see Mission Impossible Final Reckoning, because my gosh, what a perfect tribute, love letter, goodbye to the Mission Impossible franchise. It encapsulates everything that you love about it and more. Just when you think they can't top it, they top it to the 10th power. And I left that theater very satisfied. So go see Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. Or did you see Mission Impossible Final Reckoning already? Let me know in the comments down below. And in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.